the Anything Goes podcast. I am Kombat AllStar. I am recording this, and it is late when I'm recording it, so I know you guys are probably going to listen to it on Tuesday, but I'm recording this late Monday night. Random girl is sick, so she's not going to be joining us on the show today, but I still wanted to talk to you guys and, have some fun. I've always said the podcast is like, it's my most favorite show because I can just sit here and 100% be myself and just talk to you guys about anything that's on my mind. So yeah, more fun times and everything goes, man. So tonight or today or whenever you guys actually listen to this, I kind of wanted to talk about Star Trek and Star Wars. I know there's a new Star Trek Discovery coming out. I don't think we have a release date on when that's coming. But we know it's pretty soon. We've got a lot of buzz about it last year, about the lieutenant, or not even the captain. I can't remember I think she was like lieutenant commander, which everyone's lieutenant commander, so I'm not sure what the big deal was about that. But anyway, so we get a new a Star Trek coming soon, thank goodness, and then we get a new Star Wars coming in December. So it's funny. I was a fan of Star Wars first. Because I just thought it was just epic, like it is, and then Star Trek, of course, a huge truck. And of course, Star Trek, I became a fan of because of Enterprise. And Enterprise was just, if you guys have never seen Enterprise, you're missing out. It's basically a show about the first crew that the first crew on the Enterprise, period. The captain, Jonathan Archer, his dad actually created warp drive and died before he was able to test it. So he's the first captain. So it's an amazing show, and through that show, after I watched all of it, it made me want to go and watch the other one. So I watched Deep Space Nine, Voyager, all of Next Generation, and it was just awesome. You know what I mean? It was epic. So I really hope Discovery kind of taps into that. Looks like it's going to be coming out this year sometime. But I remember I was talking to a random girl about what we wanted for like Discovery and the things that we hoped that was coming for Discovery. And one of the big things was like tie-ins. Every Star Trek that has ever came out, talking about the TV shows here, has always tied into the next Star Trek or tied into a Star Trek. Enterprise at the in Enterprise, you see the beginning of the Borg. With the episode of the space station that's like taking people and kind of assimilating them and learning to kind of be people almost. So that was like the beginning of the Borg. I'm not going to spoil the episode for you, but you guys got to watch it. And then at the very end, the season finale of Star Trek Enterprise, you got the Next Generation. People kind of in those last couple episodes. I think it's a hollow suite. No, not hollow suite. I'm thinking of it's basically a hollow room, and hollow suite is on Quarks. But yeah, it's basically a hollow room, and they go in there and they want to learn about the first crew of Enterprise. So you get Riker and his wife and everything. So it was a really cool episode, but it had characters from other episodes tied to other episodes. You know what I mean? So in the first episode of Deep Space Nine, you had Captain Picard, pick Benjamin Sisko to run the station. And Voyager, you had, I don't even remember what was in Voyager, but yeah, Borg was in Voyager as well. But I mean, you see my point. You have tie-ins from other Star Treks, and it'd be cool to see, maybe Sisko's unborn son, well, he's born now, but at Deep Space Nine, he wasn't born yet. So maybe Sisko's son is part of the crew or shows up, or maybe Worf's son, Alexander, maybe he can show up as an old man. There's some sort of tie-in that kind of makes that universe full and good. So I would love to see that with the new Star Trek Discovery. And hopefully it's good. I have high hopes for it. Hopefully it lasts a full 7 years. I mean, all of them did except for the original Star Trek and Star Trek Enterprise. Ironically, those are beginning of it, beginning of the series to kind of tell a story in the last 7 seasons, like all of them. But anyway, it was good stuff, and I mean, I hope this one's good. I hate the fact that that's between Star Treks. I think it's like takes place between like before Enterprise or something weird. I don't know. They should just do it in sequence, in my opinion. Um, but Star Trek is great. And I like it a lot, and I I hope it does well. I mean, Gene Roddenberry is dead and gone, but the legacy lives on. And Star Wars is just amazing. What George Lucas was able to do back in the day, the '60s and '70s with the original Star Trek, Star Wars, and then the remakes that people seem to hate, but I like. Not the remakes, but Episode 1, 2, and 3. I liked them a lot. I did, and I didn't appreciate the original Star Trek, the Star Wars. Jeez, I'm getting my words mixed up. I didn't appreciate the original Star Wars until I actually watched Episode 1, 2, and 3. I mean, of course, it introduced a bunch of new characters that had a lot of problems, Jar Jar Binks being one of them, but it sets you up, for 6, 7, and 8, and it was pretty cool. So through that, I went back and watched the other ones, and my favorite, Star Wars of all time is um, not A New Hope, but gosh, what is it? Why am I drawing a blank? I love this Star Wars. I think The Empire Strikes Back. That was my favorite one. Lots of really cool things that happened on that one. I mean, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. But Star Wars, another great franchise, and man, it's loaded with good stuff, good story. Lots of bad guys, hidden mysteries, and secrets that you kind of learn as you watch the movie. And it's funny that I'm mentioning these two long-standing series, Star Trek and Star Wars, because they started like what, the '60s, '70s. I know me and Random Girl last episode talked about Hollywood and how they had they don't really have any ideas, um, and they don't, and well, maybe they do. I just saw an article. They were talking about the gaming industry and the movie industry, how it takes so much money to to make movies, and it costs so much money to make video games that if a studio has a flop, it hurts big time. So it could put the studio in some real trouble. Especially I know Ghost in the Shell was a huge flop. Thank goodness. So maybe that studio won't do that anymore because you can't. I mean that was all types of wrong. All types of wrong. I heard it was a good story. So kudos to the writers, but just the casting. I mean, we all knew that was going to be bad. So um, I digress. That was it. Just cost a lot of money to make, and like I said, one of the articles I was reading was talking about gaming in particular and how it costs a lot of money to make games these days. Even with the Scorpio coming out, there's more power, more features, and gamers are expecting more power and more features. And the way that the model's set up, it's not going to sustain itself. People aren't going to go out and just drop $60, on whatever. It has to be, something good. And then studios are afraid to take chances on new IPs. So you get a bunch of Call of Duties and a bunch of, these annual games that come. And, it's not healthy because I'm sitting here, with my Xbox or, with my PC or my PlayStation 4. I'm like, man, there's not really any good games coming. I remember, 5, 6 years ago, there was a new game dropping all the time, but see, the hardware wasn't that expensive, and there was still a lot of limitations. So you had to be more creative and not spend so much money. Man, I tell you, hopefully you guys will hear that. Hopefully I was able to edit that. But there's a lot of stuff going on in the background. But it costs just a lot of money, a lot of people, a lot of resources to be able to put out these AAA games, and it's not. Studios aren't willing to take a chance, and it's taking longer for development, and it's like a self-defeating thing, and it kind of brings me back. It's the same thing with movies. It costs a lot of money to make movies, and maybe they gotta maybe SAG and all those other unions gotta check themselves, and they can distribute the money a little evenly. The problems are the same with gaming and movies, but it's for different reasons. Gaming is having a hard time sustaining itself because the customers are smart and not going to drop money on everything. Movies, however, it's just, I think it's more of a greed issue, royalties issue, and a lot of things that have been cemented, in the culture of Hollywood that just hasn't changed. So whatever the reason is, like I said, both have different reasons, but It's all the same deal. They need to come together. They need to fix the issue for everybody. That way we get some original movies, not a bunch of remakes and not a bunch of comic book stuff. Just some just good stories. So I mean, it really feels like I don't know, like independent is the way to go. Independent movies, independent games. One of the best games I've played, as far as fighting games goes, I'm a big fighting game guy, is Shaolin vs. Wu Tang. One guy made it, put it on Steam. It's a great game, uh, awesome concept, and it's good. It's good. Same thing with movies. I mean, there's a lot of movies that I've seen that are just fantastic movies that don't make it to theaters because film festivals are the only way you can see them. I mean, thank goodness that there's people out there, or corporations or companies out there that are making it easy for independent films, independent games to help distribute. Steam is an awesome platform. I know Microsoft had a really good platform for indie gamers to make a game and then just put it up there. Same thing starting to happen with movies, which is great. So you can Netflix has this huge independent section, so independent filmmakers can go up there and display their movies. I think the buyout for that is a lot though. Um, Not too much, but it's pricey for an independent guy. So maybe they bring that price down a little bit more, and they have a good platform. Same thing with Amazon Prime Video. They're doing some really great things. Putting a platform out there for independent filmmakers. Um, so there are platforms out there now that independent gamers, independent movie makers, filmmakers can go out there and put their stuff on. So it's going to be interesting to see this big shift happen with more powerful consoles coming out, where the consoles are just going to go away and it's going to be subscription based, and um, more creative ideas for games and movies are going to be coming, via these platforms like Steam. There's one that's coming over from China. It's going to be awesome. I think it's called like We Game. So you got Wii Game coming, Steam, great platform. Then you got, as far as movies go, like I said before, Netflix. I'm sure Hulu's going to have something pretty soon. Amazon Prime. I'm hoping that iTunes has something soon too, because I mean that's also a big platform. But yeah, it's a weird time to be in because you have this gigantic shift happening. So it's almost like depowering the big corporations. You know what I mean? So where Paramount or EA may have cornered the market in their respective fields. Now you got these platforms that are being provided for independent developers, independent filmmakers to actually do that. They compete with those guys. You know what I mean? Maybe not in a sense of marketing, but hey man, people are getting bored watching the same thing. You remember they might stumble across, your game, or they might stumble across your movie. So it's a possibility. It definitely opens a lot of doors, and it's shifting. So it's very very cool time. As much as I love Star Trek and I love Star Wars, I can't wait to see what the new show, Star Trek's going to be, and what the new Star Wars is going to hold. All good things come to an end. So you got to have some new ideas. Got to have some original ideas. Remakes aren't going to carry Hollywood. The same game, fifth installment, sixth installment is not going to carry, the next game. So something has to be done. You got to do something different. So I cannot wait to see, how this unfolds in the next 4 to 5 years. It's going to be very, very interesting. And of course, even us YouTubers, I'm on YouTube, and things are shifting. YouTube's had their scandals with advertisers, and that whole fight that they're doing. I mean, I know you guys know about what's been going on. Um, just that whole uphill battle, and how now they're looking to become more of another source of TV, like almost a Sling TV or something. So now Google's investing money in getting networks, like regular networks like the CW or USA, NBC, stuff like that. So they're getting regular TV on YouTube. So now where are the YouTubers going? Where are all the YouTubers going to go? And that's what I was talking about. That divide. The big companies doing the same thing over and over. It's like people. I remember there's so many quote unquote cord cutters, and they're like, "Oh, I'm done with TV and blah blah. I hate I love Netflix, no ads, and just shunning TV, and now TV is going to follow them where they're at. And I remember talking to somebody a long time ago about this. I'm like, look, TV is not going to go away. How you watch it, where you view it, that may change. It's going to change. I can almost guarantee that's going to change, but TV's not going away. It's been around for far too long, and there's far too many rich people that are backing it, that are behind it. So it's going to move. It's going to go where you're going to go. If you want to, watch. If you want to have your Netflix or your or wherever you are, whether it's a cell phone or a tablet or a computer or satellite TV or whatever they come up with in the future, TV's going to follow you there. Those advertisers are going to follow you there. I've seen so much aggressive advertising on YouTube. It's insane. There used to be when I first joined YouTube, there used to be a lot of skippable ads, a lot of little banners at the bottom. But now almost every video I click on, it's not skippable anymore. Almost every video I watch, all the subscribers that I personally subscribe to, can't click them because they're hurting. They want to make their money back. That's why they're looking up to it. It's a crazy vicious cycle, and I don't know, man. Times are changing. Times are changing. I cannot wait to see. I can't wait to see what's going to happen. What's going to happen to all the YouTubers? Are they going to? Somebody's going to have a new platform out there. I know Twitch is. They're changing some things too. PewDiePie, has officially signed with them, and he's going to be doing, live streams. So is that going to be the way? There's always going to be a new way, and it's always going to be viewed differently. But things are shifting. So I'm kind of scared, but I'm excited at the same time. Can't wait to see where this goes. Obviously, making YouTube videos and podcasts and all that kind of stuff isn't my main source of income. Although I do have a blast doing it, which is why I continue to do it. But I do a lot of other things. Quantum VFX does a lot of other things. So YouTube isn't bread and butter. So I'm interested to see where it's going to go, what's going to happen, how this is going to affect the viewers, the subscribers, how it's going to affect the YouTubers like me, how is it going to affect just the whole societal shift of, what it is and how we consume media and where it goes. So it's going to be an interesting time. I can't wait to see what's going on. And actually, it's exciting because, for a while there, for the past, 10 years, maybe 10, 15 years, we've been getting the same stuff over and over again. The same, Call of Duties, the same remakes, the same formula. So now things are at a critical point where they have to change, and hey, they have started to change. So we're going to be seeing some new stuff, and I can't wait to see how we're going to get it. But anyway, what do you guys think of everything I talked about? I know I kind of rambled on. It's a little weird doing a podcast by yourself because you're just kind of talking, you know what I mean? You're not kind of exchanging any ideas or bouncing, ideas off of somebody else. But yeah, what do you guys think? What do you guys think of, long-standing series like, Star Trek or Star Wars, long-standing games like Halo or Gears of War, what do you, even Uncharted? What do you guys think about the new stuff versus the old stuff? Are you on the camp of, hey, let's get rid of all this old stuff and start some fresh IPs, whether it be movies or games, or are you kind of like, you know what? I like different spins on the same idea, or are you kind of in the middle where you want to kind of keep both long-standing series and games, and then new stuff, a little bit of new stuff here and there. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. As always, like, subscribe, share. Hopefully, you guys weren't bored by my voice. I don't think you were, but you guys are just the most epic fans, the most epic people. I tell you, man, I hear all the time, wrestling fans are the greatest fans, or UFC fans are the great. No, people on YouTube are the greatest because although you guys get a little rowdy in the comments, I see in general, not in my comments per se, but in general, it's a reflection of who we are as a society and as a country, and I just love it. You guys are great. So thank you for all the support, the love. Please like, subscribe, share, and of course, guys, next week is Kombat AllStar Show week, so it's coming. Like, subscribe, share. Until next time, so long.